welcome to the F1 Show podcast. I'm the host with the most, Wayne, and this is the man in the Monza pits with the tits. Brendan, how are you, sir? How are you?
Doing good. Enjoyed a good race at Zandvoort last week, and looking forward to Monza. A lot of stuff going on.
Wowzers. Yes, I'm looking forward to Monza. No news today, as we've just had some sad news in our country. So I thought we won't do the news, but we will be looking at some comedy stuff. But the news will be back next week. Don't you worry. I'm not leaving that thing alone. I am not leaving that thing alone.
Too many opportunities.
There's 2 million, and there's going to be more next week. I've got some ideas in the pipeline.
Okay.
So, how did you enjoy the race? Shall we just go? Let's just go to good pit talk. Pit talk.
Let's do for good race, bad race first, because then pit talk will bring up some other stuff about that.
Okie dokie. Okay, people, it's time for good race, bad race.
Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
Hey. Okay, good race, bad race, somewhere in the middle. Who had a good race? I think we know who that is, don't we? Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, and it was a race. I think it was. There was quite a bit of battling going on. It wasn't a shoe-in as most people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Max had to earn his money, and we saw how good a driver he was.
And we did, and he's looking pretty. His confidence must be just sky high at the moment.
Yeah,
he's literally just settled. There's none of that. Yeah, and that team as well. They just doesn't matter what you're throwing at them at the moment. Start 15th, fine, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Just and what surprised me, how much he's outshining his teammate.
Yeah. But
because at the start of the year there was,
But then it's always. They always say about Max Styles' car indifferently, and they design the car in favor of Max, and Sergio keeps saying that he's working on getting the car dialed in better, and he just get to grips with it. Yeah, and some people drive an Adrian Newey car well, and some people have to get to know it before they can control it.
Yeah, but he's really outshining his teammate now. He's taking that car to another level.
Yeah, teammate on teammate. Sergio's still doing well. A fifth place is a good
old championship.
But second in the championship, but car to car, not doing so well. On the other hand, Mr. George Russell.
Another. It's a classic case here with like teammates outshining their more established teammates outshining. Come on, mate, spit it out. It's been a funny old day. I'm looking for the driver's standing. That's why I'm trying to do two things at once here.
Oh, okay. I think George Russell, he made a good tactical call in getting onto the soft tires, which kept him up there. Why Lewis didn't, it was definitely a back and forward. Certainly the coverage we saw was a back and forward, and George made the right decision. He forced his team to put him on the softs. I think that got him into second. I think Charles did all right as well, getting into third. He did pretty well.
Well, Charles did all right because he's driving a Ferrari. Considering he's driving a Ferrari, to be honest. We can talk about those later on. We can talk about that in pit talk. What do we think of Mr. Hamilton?
He had good points. I think he made a tactical error.
And did he, or was it a team? For me, it's a classic case. Wrong tyres, wrong time.
George did the opposite. George told them he wanted the soft tyres.
It's a bit of a Carlos Sainz move.
Yeah, he was given the feedback. He told them what he wanted, and he got what he wanted. You know, we didn't hear anything like that from Lewis. That may be down to a different way of operating, having a different relationship with Bono, different relationship with the team. I don't really know, but it's.
Do you think it's as simple as that? I literally think they just stuck him on the wrong tires at the wrong time. He was on the wrong tires at the wrong time, and that safety car compromised him.
Yeah,
and he's moaning on the radio. But how many times have we seen this? If you're caught on the wrong tires, it's going to punish you.
Yeah, but the hindsight's 20/20 vision, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do the best you can with the information at hand, and that's what they did, and it just didn't work out for them because there was another safety car. You know, when the safety car came out.
Yeah, for Mr. Bottas just stopping on track, and that was a bit weird.
Yeah, and Tsunoda's 2 virtual safety cars as well.
Oh yeah, Tsunoda's 2 virtual. What the hell's going on? He had a virtual left tire as well, didn't he? He had a virtual everything. That boy. This seemed a bit suspect to me.
Well, I thought you'd say that. Where's your hat?
I haven't.
Foil hat.
I'll save that for next week. We're going to see what's going on at Monza. But I mean, what was that about? Let's see if we can get any news on this.
So it turned out there was a problem with his differential, right? But
what is the differential?
That's the bit of the gearbox or part of the gear train that makes sure that the wheels turn at the same speed. So basically, one was wheel spinning, one wasn't, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, it should happen a little bit because on the outside of a curve, the outside wheel is going to have to travel further than the inside wheel. So the differential helps balance that.
Oh, okay.
But what can happen if it's not working is what Yuki felt, or what ended up being the issue, the reported issue, was that there was a problem with the differential. So one of his wheels was spinning. He was getting wheel spin from one and not the rest, which he just pitted. His first go-to was that the wheels weren't on properly, or the tires weren't fitted correctly, or whatever. So he came back in, changed the tires. But when he first pulled over to the side of the track, he had loosened his belt, his seat belt,
thinking he was getting out.
Yeah. But he can't physically retighten it in the car himself. So I think, given now that the FIA have given him a penalty, a 10-place grid penalty.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, 10-place grid penalty. I think he's undone his belts, and when he came back into the pits, they've refastened him up again, and then he's gone round, and then the data and the telemetry has reflected what he had said all along, and they said, right, stop the car.
Wow, this is what we have this podcast for. The man in the pits to crush all conspiracy theories with pure facts and logic. That's what we need. That's what this world needs. Because I'm just reading now. I just popped it into our old friend Don't Do Any Evil Google. And it says Yuki Tsunoda thinks Xander thought conspiracy theorists need their head examining. Now, this is a news article from Planet F1. I don't know how reputable it is, but it's Planet F1. Yuki Tsunoda has voiced his discontent about conspiracy theorists about his retirement from the Dutch Grand Prix in no uncertain terms. The AlphaTauri driver ran into trouble midway through the race. He pulled over thinking he had a wheel improperly fitted, but was told otherwise, and he crawled back around the circuit back into the pits, having then been sent back out. Given the timing of his retirement, bringing out the virtual safety car, this enabled Red Bull's Max Verstappen to have a cheap stop. You can see why, though. I mean, no one's getting out of that stadium alive if Max Verstappen didn't win.
Yeah, but Red Bull aren't going to do that. Why would they?
No, they were in a commanding position in the championship.
They were racing against the only people that benefited from that, or that lost out on that, were Mercedes, and they weren't really racing Mercedes. Yes, if they.
I don't think Max Verstappen's racing anyone at the moment. I think he's in a league of his own. He's literally
100%. But if they'd lost the race, then they're still commanding in the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. So the team aren't going to pull team orders just for a race win. You know, it's not that valuable to them when you look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk. If this was the last race of the season, you could maybe say, you know, and it all hinged on this, then you could maybe say that there's, you know, but at the moment,
there's no benefit really to what they did, to what's been alleged.
There's more to lose, because if you're caught doing that, people are fired.
And all the team radios available to the FIA, you know. So and Hannah Schmidt, who unfortunately got a lot, who's the chief strategist for Red Bull, she got a lot of abuse online, saying that she'd made the call and she'd told Yuki to do it and all this kind of nonsense. And there was a lot of things made about her being female and whatnot, and it was just unnecessary and unjustified.
That's Twitter, though, isn't it?
It's
not a real reflection of the real world. I'm telling you that now.
And it wasn't fair, you know. There's no way that they would try that. Come on, this is a professional sport, you know. It's not playing in the playground or knocking about.
Yeah, this isn't, you know, a knockabout.
Yeah,
and like you say, the risks of doing that and being caught.
Yeah,
the reputation is in the dirt.
Yeah, and there would be severe penalties for something like that, I reckon. So.
Well, it's a championship costing thing, and I don't think that was it. Right.
But the benefit, you know, if it was neck and neck in the last race or something like that happened, then maybe you take a punt on it, but not
neck and neck in the last race of the season. You mean?
No.
That kind of taking a punt. Yeah. Nicholas Latifi.
Mercedes engine, mate.
Right. Who else? Let's talk about this one. So we've gone on about. So we've done Tsunoda. Leclerc, you think you had a good race?
Yeah,
considering.
Yeah.
Considering.
You know, he kept going. He's tenacious, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fernando had a good race again. He's doing consistently well, I think.
Yeah, and that Alpine against that McLaren. So a certain young man might be regretting his decision.
You think?
I think so. Because I think Alpine have got on top of this season's regulations, which aren't going to be that much different next year, quicker than McLaren.
Yeah.
And I think he's made a silly mistake, that boy. I do. Yeah. And the Alpine is a seat. Anyway,
in fact, both the drivers for Alpine are driving that car well. You know, it suits both the driving style. Whereas McLaren, it's not. Lando, you know, is a really good driver, but so was Danny Rick on his day, but he can't get to grips with the design of that car, you know, and it shows you there's something funky about it. Is Oscar Piastri going to get on better with it? You know, it's a gamble. So yeah, I take your point. Given those two cars, the one that's...
Someone said to me, we're going to make you Formula 1 driver, which is highly unlikely at this stage of my life. Which one do you want to choose, McLaren or Alpine? It'd be Alpine every day of the week, wouldn't it? I mean, Jesus, going on their performance. So he had a good race. Carlos Sainz. We're going to get to the depths of it, aren't we? And is it are these drivers having bad weekends, or is the teams having bad weekends and they're just the fallout?
It's the team, I think. It's again, we keep saying this week after week and nothing's happening.
Why aren't they? It's almost like they're not listening to my podcast, mate.
It's almost like that.
It's almost like we've only got we got 30 viewers on YouTube last podcast. Only watching about 2 minutes in, but you know.
Well, it's 70 downloads. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
they're that. It's beyond the winning culture thing that we've spoken about before. It's way beyond that. They're just not focusing. They're making silly mistakes. They've made these mistakes before in the pit. Why haven't they fixed it? Why are they still making the same mistakes?
I mean, well, Binotto said, I tried to show you, just said it was dreadful, didn't he? I think that's what he said at the time. He was live on TV like 10 seconds later after Carlos Sainz pit stop. I literally just said awful or something. Are you just getting it up now? His quote. It's not giving was it something that communication not quick enough between the two departments. I mean, if you see the pit stop,
Shocking.
how could someone be taking a tyre off,
Right.
not realising there's not a tyre there?
So what happened? The way I understand it was because it's a tight pit lane, and because somebody had pitted before them, everybody was in the garage, and when they came out, they normally tell everybody at the same time, or they tell the pit crew first, and they tell the driver a suitable point. Now, Carlos was so far around the track, he was given 24 seconds notice to get into the pit, and the pit crew were only given 16 seconds. So they were still coming out as Carlos was coming in. And normally the left rear would go round the front, but when the car's approaching, they're not allowed to go in front in case he overshoots it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he had to wait and stop, right? Now, I was watching it again today. I watched it and rewound it. That guy is nowhere to be found. He comes out the front and then he disappears again. I don't know if he had the wrong tire. So the two offside drivers go round the front, right? So there's 3 tires going to the front of the car, right? There's
Yeah.
And there's a front left and the back left. And they go round the front of the car to the position, right? You see them all run out, and then the camera angle changes, and the back left guy is nowhere to be seen. So I don't know if he went back in, got another tire, and then came back out, and they didn't take the tire off till they had the new tire inbound. So something funky went on. But that level of unpreparedness and that level of poor drill is just shocking. You know,
It's just, and you saw the guy who took the tire off, a wheel gunner, I think it was. You saw him lift his helmet up, and he's just looking around, as if say, "What the hell's going on here? Are we here to race?"
And the fact that the spare wheel gun, right? They have 2 wheel guns at each position. The spare one was 300 yards away, and Sergio Perez drove over it.
Now, that's often something I've watched a lot in Formula 1, thinking, how has someone not got hurt in previous years? Because literally the team in front has to move all their stuff out the way all the time for a team next to them in the pit lane to leave, and how close they are to getting hit. And I've often wondered,
that's trust, isn't it?
That it's like an accident waiting to happen. It's like law of averages that, you know, when is that actually gonna happen, that accident? So the wheel gun thing doesn't surprise me, because I personally have often thought that that is going to happen one day, you know.
But what it says to me is that those guys are not focused on what they need to be doing. They're not drilled down enough. They're not paying enough attention to the important things, to the small things, right? If you do all the small things right, then the big things happen, and they're not doing them.
Attention to the minuscule details of what you're doing.
Yeah, and at the level they're at, that's what they should be doing. You know, it's shocking. They're being let down by a few people, you know, and somebody needs to carry the can for that, I think.
Do you think it's Benito?
I don't know enough about the team, how it's structured, and who's responsible for the pit stops, who's responsible for the strategy. It does feel like different departments. So I would say yes, it's Matteo Binotto needs to go, because he needs to be taking control of all those departments and making sure they're doing it right.
But it's been years like this. Even when someone else was in charge, there's been mistake. Yes, Vettel. When Vettel was there, the team let him down when he's had chances, and there've been bad team calls. I just think they constantly go, right, sack that dude.
There's a difference between bad team calls, right? Leaving Lewis Hamilton on the tyres he was on is a bad team call, right?
Right.
But making bad decisions is one thing, right? Wasting time when you're making a decision, and making decisions at the last moment and being indecisive, that's a completely different problem.
Yeah.
Making a bad call but being confident in it is fine. That's just a chance, right? That's just playing the game. But being indecisive and doing things badly, things that should be bread and butter, changing wheels, getting to the right place, making sure the gun's out of the way, making sure you've got a new wheel, the whole thing, that's bread and butter stuff. They should not be making those mistakes.
Yeah, I thought that last time.
Valtteri Bottas shearing the nut off the wheel, right?
Yeah.
that's a 1 in a million mistake, right? But when was the last time can you tell me when Mercedes made a pit stop error? When did Red Bull? When did anyone make a pit stop error the way Ferrari are doing at the moment?
You're right.
It's not bad decisions; it's bad execution, and that's very different.
Well, I thought that, like I said, the last race when they brought in Leclerc, only to have him released out in front of behind her. What's going on there? They should have kept that. Should have been
the other mistake they made was unsafe release of.
Was that unsafe? There was a
the Alpine.
Yeah. Yeah, he said that I think there was a release, but science states that he had to stop, so he didn't drive into someone or something. Is that it? I don't know. He was moaning about that.
No, it was borderline decision. It was bad execution.
It seems like they're on the knife edge of decisions, and they make the decisions like giving themselves this much margin. Does that make sense? So like with the Leclerc incident, where he come out just that much slower than come out behind Alonso. It's like all these decisions are made on that knife edge all the time, where the other teams aren't doing that. It feels like they're
comfortable and they're doing it.
They're comfortable in making decisions and seeing maybe a couple of laps in the future more than Ferrari. Ferrari are like, what? Bring him in. We can get him out in front of. No, you can't. Or let's get them in. We haven't got really enough time to get the tyres out. Oh, that kind of thing. Seems like their decisions are very. Yeah. I'm going to say knife edge again because I'm not that smart to have any more analogies. So who else we got? Fernando Alonso. Another great race for him in.
Yeah.
Time of his life. Headhunted, you could say, or just
your contract. He's got the comfort of a 2-year contract or a multi-year or 2-year.
I'm not sure.
But look how
more than one, basically.
Look how Bottas is thriving on a 2-year contract. I mean, he's
had some rotten luck. I mean, let's be honest.
Ferrari power units.
Yeah, they're going to catch fire. So that's Alonso. So who else? Ocon, Alonso really is dragging a lock on. It's a lock on.
Norris, he's a pretty solid. He's pretty consistent. He's up there. The new Mr. Consistent, I think.
Lance Stroll at number 10 there.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not bad for him. He's one that just sits around at the back.
They've been knocking on that door, and Vettel was only 14th, so he's getting up there, and Mick Schumacher is getting higher up.
Yeah, I think his teammate had a terrible start, didn't he? His teammate.
Yeah.
Now, what's these rumours around Pierre Gasly? What's going on here? How come he's being thrown in? We can maybe get to it.
That's more pit talk, kind of
pit
thing.
Talk, yeah, I know. But what about his race? Not really a great race. Better, but not
again, I think
still.
He's getting let down by his car.
You think? Okay, so who else we got here? Alex Albon.
Alex Albon's doing great. He's out.
He's doing a great job for Williams, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is whether he's outperforming the car or that is the car's true pace, and his little friend with the great smile. I mean, Jesus.
I think it's the car that he's outperforming, because everyone seems surprised how well he's doing.
Even him.
Yeah, and Jos Capito is surprised as well, where he's like, I was really surprised to see Alex up there today.
Yeah, well, when your boss is saying that, I mean, you got. So, what about? Oh, here we go. So, what about Mr. Schumacher? Yep, that's solid. 13th.
Yeah. About
what to expect. It feels like the development processes are overtaking Haas slightly this year. They came out. Do you think?
Oh, yeah.
The other teams.
Yeah, everyone's caught up with them as far as the
yeah,
car.
they did. Yeah. Not a very good one for Mr. Vettel, which is a shame. I want to see him on the podium before he goes.
Yeah, it would be nice.
That would be nice. K-Mag off at the first corner. That's pretty much screwed his race over, didn't it?
He was lucky to keep that under control, actually, when he hit that side paneling.
Lucky that there wasn't any damage. And
Yeah.
and if you look at the opening of the race, lucky I think old Hamilton got away with a bit of luck there.
Yeah, he
Bumping in-
bumped into Sainz, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think he got away with that, didn't he? Jeez, that could have ended both their races.
Yeah.
Joe Guan Yu.
Do you think he'll get a contract for next year?
Oh, I'd be sad if he doesn't, because he's a young man, lovely young man, but
Does seem like that.
well, he can't. I don't know whether it's a fair representation that because his teammate.
Yeah.
He got to the end, and if you're beating Daniel Ricciardo, your job's safe. And we get on to our old friend Danny Rick. He's given up, hasn't he? It just feels like it. It feels like. I think
He's
so.
not doing any worse than he was doing already.
I spoke to Super Sub Steve, who incidentally wants to come back on the podcast to do a little bit about the Dutch Grand Prix because he was
Yeah,
at
he was
the
there,
Dutch.
wasn't he?
He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
at the Dutch
I
Grand
thought he
Prix,
was coming on.
and he has the same views about crazy Euro disco pop that you do. He
Where
said
is
that,
she?
he said it was mental. He said that crazy Euro disco pop just went on and on and on.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the whole stadium doing it? I mean, we thought we were unlucky. Jesus. And okay, but Danny Rick. Well, we'll get to pit talk in a minute. We'll talk about Danny Rick. There's a lot more rumours going around about him. Last but not least, our old friend Nicholas Latifi. Anything positive to say there about Nicholas Latifi? You know what? I just want him to get in the points once, or just beat his teammate. Come on.
Does he have any points actually?
Does he have any points? Let's have a look at the drivers' standings. Is he probably? Who's got 5? Who's got 0? Oh my God! He's comfortably in front of Nico Hulkenberg this year.
Watch out for Nico.
Well, I don't know. He's Nico Hulkenberg might beat him in the Drivers' Championship for 2022.
Yeah. Talk about super stuff.
Yeah. If Nico Hulkenberg could just get one more shot, he can beat Nicholas Latifi. Alex Albon's still not got a lot of points, though. Bless him.
No, but they're moving in the right direction.
Joe Guan Yu's got 5.
That's one race, though, isn't it?
Bottas, compared to Bottas, though, yeah. Look how much Bottas, 46 points.
Bottas was doing well at the
He
start.
was right at the start. He was like up there. He's behind Alonso. He could beat Alonso. What wine are you drinking there, sir? You're making me thirsty now. What are you drinking?
I have 19 crimes.
If you which one is it? There's a couple of them that are quite nice. There's one that's a bit coffee flavored. Apparently, if you use your phone and use your QR thing or whatever, it will tell you what crime the guy did. If you use don't do it now though, because I don't know if you noticed we're in the middle of a podcast about Formula One.
Oh, have we? Are we? Okay.
You could do it in a minute, in about 4 minutes. Something you can find out which crime the person on the bottle.
Oh, the picture on the front. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got.
Just download the Living Wines labels apps to discover the stories. That's quite cool, huh? Okay. So have we really pretty much nailed good race, bad race? Everybody, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a quick Murray, and then we'll come back to.
He's up there somewhere.
He is.
Like a buried up a drain pipe.
Oh, thank you, Murray. Thank you. How is Murray? He's all right up there. He's always talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we? Just before we do pit talk.
Okay.
I've been watching again the 1982 Formula One season. Do you remember a bit recently when we had Las Vegas and I did a little skit about the 1982 Las Vegas Grand Prix held in the car park? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I've been going over that whole season. I think it's an underrated season, and I'm thinking about. Well, I think about a lot of things, I don't know, but maybe preparing a little bit of for next week, preparing a little bit of a chat about it. Honest to God, some of the safety is absolutely unbelievable. It's almost laughable. And I might get some stills of it. There's a great scene, right, in one of them.
We have from
Ernie? No.
Ernie.
No, I'm going to email him. We'll get him on. I do definitely want him on before the end of the season. The safety, there was one bit where an ambulance drives across the track as the leader is literally just turning around a corner, straight across the track to get to someone as the leader's coming around the corner. Full racing speed.
No yellow flags or anything like that.
I think there were yellow flags for the accident, but it's unbelievable. There's a crash in it that rips. They never believed in stopping the race. Stopping the race was something unfathomable to them. Just unbelievable. Well, wow. Anyway, I'm prepared to do a little slide about that season. Maybe I can go through all the races for a few chosen pictures from the race, and I'll just give you a flavour of the results. It's a fantastic, phenomenal season that ended in the last race, but the safety I've never seen. Oh my God! Just the way they. Nelson Piquet crashes and nearly breaks his ankle, and the way they remove him from the car is almost comical. It's just,
really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. And this is 82, and this is the year before we lost Gilles Villeneuve, unfortunately. But it's a great season, but I've never seen safety like it. So I might do a little bit of a nostalgia thing for that next week. I've been going through it, watching the races. The British Grand Prix was great. It was a great one. But yeah. Anyway, so now we could go to Pit Talk. Pit Talk. Hey! That's the animations for Pit Talk. Okay. Let's get some things out of the way here. What are we going to start with Pit Talk?
I think we've covered one of the things that I had for Pit Talk was the rumors of the conspiracy theory with Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay.
There's been a lot of chat about that in the news. The other thing is driver movements, and you touched on that earlier about
you get Gasly all of a sudden. All of a sudden, these names. Well, it's not all of a sudden. He's been there all the while. He's been doing a kind of an all right job. Question the first half of the season was a lot better.
He's felt underappreciated at Red Bull. You know, he got pulled from the top tier team, and he did really well last season in the car that AlphaTauri had. He outperformed as obviously a rookie, but he still outperformed them pretty well. Yeah. He was in the mix. He did really well, and he thought he should be. You know, there's no way he's going anywhere with Sergio. So it was well known that he was going to look for a move. So I think moving to Alpine is a good move for him.
It's a great move. Come on.
Yeah, 2 French drivers and a French team. I think it's great. They've both got longevity in their futures. So I think it's good. It's a great move. They've got.
Is that confirmed now? Is that absolutely confirmed?
Pretty much. It's basically reliant on Colton Herta getting a super license.
That name is literally.
It doesn't pull off the tongue, does it?
It's like a character out of Dallas.
Well, it's pretty much that, isn't it?
It is.
They've just got to wait for him to get a super license, and then I think Red Bull will announce that he's got the AlphaTauri seat, and then Alpha will then Alpine will announce Gasly.
It just seems like the Ricciardo news now is it's almost accepted that he's not going to be racing. Has it been accepted?
No, not yet, because there's still chat of him. There's uncertainty about the Williams seat.
Yeah, well, that's almost a freebie, isn't it?
What, in Latifi?
Well, not.
He's gone, I reckon. Latifi's gone, right? There's uncertainty about Zhou at Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
There's talk now of him going to Mercedes as their backup driver for a year.
Yeah.
there was footage of him talking to Sergio Perez, where he was walking out to the drivers' parade, and he was overheard saying, "I'm going to take a year out and come back driving in 24." Now that fits in with a lot of the rumors where Nick De Vries is driving again in FP1 this weekend. Sorry, for a third different team. And he's been on the periphery for a couple of years, Nick De Vries. So I think he might come to Williams or one of those seats, which would leave Mercedes without a backup driver. So if Ricardo takes that, and then there's somebody else that's out of contract and they want Ricardo back in, and they've got that kind of view, because they can't afford to get Ricardo now, but he'll be a free agent in a year. Then he'll go and drive a Mercedes for a year, do all their testing, their simulator
and
work.
then they can see if he's going to be good enough to take over from Hamilton. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not implying that at all. But it's a. I
think that's what's implied by it, isn't it? Take a year out because of Hamilton retiring. That's what I've read.
There's no way Danny Rick could replace Lewis Hamilton.
If he's given a year testing a car and his times are good,
maybe I would love it. I would love to see it.
That would be like the comeback kid. He would be the comeback kid, wouldn't he?
Well, speaking of that,
Jacques
Villeneuve's driving an Alpine this weekend.
A Formula One Alpine?
Yep, in FP1.
What, Monza?
Yeah.
No, never. That is just unbelievable. Wait a minute, I'm gonna check that. Fake news.
Do you not believe me? Put your tinfoil hat on again. Come on.
Jacques Villeneuve. Jacques Villeneuve. Let's have a look. Jacques Villeneuve news. Alpine. He's old now, isn't he? He's old though, isn't he? He's gonna as FP1. No. Why would they do that? It's gonna be a showcase thing now, isn't it? Jacques Villeneuve to test Alpine F1 car at Monza. Let's test. He's got to be too old for the game now, isn't he? Well, then again, Fangio was very old when he did his last. Well, but by very old, I mean he's about our age. No, he was in his 50s actually. Jacques Villeneuve is to test last year's Alpine Formula One car at Monza on Wednesday after the Italian Grand Prix.
Oh, after, okay. So he's 68, Jacques Villeneuve.
He's not looking bad for 68.
No. He's
not looking bad. And do you know what? He's crushed it in his love life, hasn't he? Previously. He went, I think, Jacques Villeneuve, let's see what his significant others are. Sod Formula One now. I want to see.
Hang on. Jacques Villeneuve is 51.
51?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, on that note, maybe he doesn't look so good. I don't know. Post Formula One race results. Formula One sorts of person. Where's the personal life film? I'm on Wikipedia here. Jacques Villeneuve. The car Villeneuve drove in 1989 Italian Formula 3 Championship. Wow, he drove a Lotus. Oh, that's Formula 3.
Yeah, there we go.
I know he's had a lot of spouses or girlfriends that were very. He's had a public image and personality. Driver ability and racing helmet. Oh God, I'm just going to Google Jacques Villeneuve love life. He's been connected. Jacques Villeneuve married Brazilian model, as you do when you've got some cash. Who's Jacques Villeneuve's wife now? I know that he briefly dated one of Minogue's sisters, the lesser known Danni Minogue. They were an item.
Oh yeah, I always preferred Danny, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah. A little bit chunkier.
Curvy's the word. Who's Jacques Villeneuve dating?
Oh yeah, so it is last year's.
Blimey, look at me. Oh, now we just sunk into sunk into the depths. Danni Minogue talks about sister Kylie, Botox, and why she doesn't speak to son. Why am I on Danni Minogue? Come on, let's get back to it. Right,
Come on,
pit talk.
get
Pit
back
talk.
to pit talk.
So you think
so that's the sort of driver market? I think Mercedes know who Lewis Hamilton's replacement is, or they have a plan for it. They'll promote from within the Mercedes driver pool.
Yeah.
Esteban Ocon is in the Mercedes driver pool. He's managed by Toto Wolff as well.
Right.
There's a lot of drivers like that. Nick De Vries, give him a couple of years at Williams, warm him up, same thing. Put him in a Mercedes after that. I don't think they would go to Danny Rick.
You don't ever think he's back? Once he's taken a year out, that's it, it's over?
No, I think he'll come back maybe with a midfield team, maybe someone else.
Who else has taken a year out? Raikkonen did that. Took a couple of years out, didn't he?
See, Ocon,
if you're a champion, you can do that, I think. If you're not.
But say Ocon leaves Alpine.
Yeah.
Right? Danny Ricciardo might go there.
Why was he not given the first option over Gasly?
Don't know.
I thought, they were all mates there. I thought,
because of the price of it, who's it going to cost more to buy out, Danny Rick or Pierre Gasly? It's a complicated thing.
It's a complicated thing, these contracts. So about this Hamilton thing, is he really going to retire next year? I want him to win another championship.
He wants another championship. Yeah.
Let's nail this. Let's nail this. Goat thing.
The car isn't ready this year. It might be ready next year. We can only hope. And let's see if we can get back to the front again. Do you think he'll win Do you think he'll win a race this season?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I know you're hoping so, but do you think you will?
Right, give me a break. It's about the track. It's about everything. I mean, it only takes one DNF from Verstappen, I think. I think the rest of it's up for grabs. Verstappen's the only one standing in Hamilton's way from winning a race. I even think Russell would move over. I do. They wouldn't let them battle. I don't know about that. I'm literally walking that back as I'm saying it. But
so we've got Singapore, Japan, United States, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi left. What?
What's the last for Abu Dhabi? Going back into the night time again. I like the way this season has evolved, where we started, it was night time, onto the daylight, and then we're going to end at night time again. It's like a whole 4 seasons in one day.
Singapore
to quote a famous song.
Singapore in the daytime?
Singapore's night time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Abu Dhabi's night time. Is that the running order? Is Singapore just before Abu Dhabi, or is there a daytime one?
No, it's Italy, and then we've got a week or so, and then Singapore. So Italy's the 9th to the 11th, so it's 11th of September. Then Singapore is 30th of September. The 9th of October is Japan. 23rd of October is America.
mofo.
30th Mexico, 13th November Brazil, and then season finale 20th November. And
where's this season gone? I mean, it's just, it only seems like last week we were saying, oh yeah, Leclerc's got this wrapped up. So, anything else for pit talk? For a bit more pit talk, go on.
Pit talk. Red Bull and Porsche's tong. What's the word for that? Their
I don't know what tong means. I'm really sorry.
Tong means that your aunt's making tuna in the tent or something like that in French.
You aren't making tuna in a tent?
Yeah, if you want to laugh, have a look at that. I'll send you a clip of it.
No, you've set my mind wondering about Danni Minogue. I'm going to be looking at pictures of her for late into the night.
There was obviously Audi and Porsche announced that they were going to be getting into Formula One by 2026. Audi have successfully announced the other week there that they're going to be taking over from Alfa Romeo at Sauber team as the lead sponsor of Sauber, and that's all fine and dandy. Porsche were in talks with Red Bull, and it was all progressing really well, and they were going to become one of the title sponsors for Red Bull.
Right.
A big part of that development team, and everyone was quite positive. But now it turns out that it's hit the wall. Partly because Christian Horner wants the team to stay independent. He didn't want it to become part of a bigger body. He wants it to stay a small private company rather than part of the Audi Volkswagen family, which is what Porsche is.
So just wants to keep it Red Bull, keep it more Red Bull.
Yeah. And Honda have also said they've done a Honda, and decided they might want to stay. So that they're in Formula One until 2025 by some extent, just as support for Red Bull. Yeah. But it looks like they might be doing a rewind and a U-turn and coming back in. So that's quite interesting. It's definitely there was a headline during the week that caught my eye saying that Christian Horner was going to get fired.
It caught my eye briefly, but who's going to fire him? Come on.
And that was to do.
Where's he going to go? What's he going to do? Going to go apply at his local Tesco's? Can I see his CV?
Try and take over. That is a tight team. That is a tight team there, you know.
Who's going to dare fire him? I think he's the only one that can fire himself. Just, he wouldn't even dare do it. I was thinking of firing myself the other day, darling. Why? I'm not sure, It's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous...
Yes, it is. But it was almost the reverse of the Porsche situation, where it was Porsche running the show, and it's not. And that's what they need to remember, and that probably hints it.
He is firmly in charge of that team, Christian Horner.
And for a long time to come. He's still delivering. Everyone likes him. He's doing a great job. He's not just a team boss. He's the team principal. He's
everything. He's the face.
He is the top of that chain.
Top of the chain, yeah. So
that's been interesting watching that and reading a bit more detail about that.
Yeah. It's just it has been a bit silly season, hasn't it? With everything in but
I think it shows, with the whole Hertha thing coming in. I think it shows that there's money. Companies want to be involved in Formula One. I think there will be a couple of other teams coming in. I think it's gone quiet on that because they're talking about it in the background. I wouldn't be surprised if Andretti Racing come in and maybe have an Andretti Porsche lineup, or if there's some kind of thing like that. But there's going to be more teams coming in. I think there'll be Stefano Domenicali wants this to be a big global brand with as many people in it as possible. And when you look at the spread of companies in there, American companies are sorely missing. Not represented.
I've noticed just recently this year a lot more people saying they're fans of Formula One than previous years. It is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And whether you think it's the Max Verstappen thing from last year, I don't know. It just seems like.
I think it's Netflix, The Drive to Survive.
That really. Basically, Guenther, isn't it? He is responsible.
Could you imagine Danny Rick at Haas, right?
Oh my God.
With K-Mag, Danny Rick, and Guenther. That would just be comedy fest right there. You wouldn't need.
That's a whole show of its own. That's a spin-off.
That's a bubble right there. Yeah.
At home with Haas.
At home with Haas. Hashtag at home with Haas.
You're gonna write that down.
Yeah.
This week at home with Haas, someone's drunken all the milk.
We look like a bunch of fucking idiots.
What is going on? That's I almost went a bit Alan Partridge there. An idea for a show at home with Haas.
Yeah. There'll be breaking doors everywhere.
Yeah. What is that breaking doors thing? 'Cause I don't remember. I know I've watched Drives to Survive, but I don't remember what's a breaking door thing.
Roman Grosjean and K-Mag got their asses handed to them in a post-race debrief by Guenther, and as they went out, they slammed the door. Or maybe who was it? It might be Mazepin.
I've seen it on T-shirts. I've seen it on stickers.
Yeah, it might be Mazepin. But as they went out the trailer door and slammed it so hard that it smashed, a big glass door, and it just
Yeah. And did he make something of it then? He said something, did he, like, you smashed my door? I don't know. Did he say something like that? I don't know. Are you checking it out?
Here we go. Here we go. Can we listen to the... This is a clip. Can we do the clip, or are we going to...
Just do it. Just do it.
Enough of both of you. You let that fucking team down, me down, which I protected you all the time. And I'm not fucking going into who is right and who is wrong. I don't want to. He moved all that fucking wank, Team spends 100 fucking million a year of his own fucking money, which fucking wants to pull the plug and let everybody down because you're two fucking idiots. I have not more to fucking say to you guys, and if you don't like it, I don't need you here. Do not come back, please. What is that?
Kevin just fucking smashed the door. That's not acceptable.
He's not fucking doing that to me,
Guenther storms off down the
smash my door. Tell him that.
pit lane.
He doesn't want to come back. Vettel tells me now.
Is it just
Yeah,
now?
yeah. He smashed my fucking office door. Nowhere he is, but he can fuck off. I told him. Both of them.
It's his accent. I don't know why. It's something about the accent.
This is not acceptable, and we will make changes.
But do you know what? Right? Even after all that, who was he on the phone to when Mazepin left? K-Mag.
K-Mag. Come back. So was it K-Mag who was in that meeting? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was K-Mag and Grosjean. But they put all soft closers on the doors now in the Haas trailer.
Wowzers. You gotta love that guy. That guy is single-handedly he should have his own
Guenther for president. We saw that team.
home with Haas. You heard it here first, people. Someone will pick it up and run with it. I can sense a cartoon. Anyway,
kind of like the Simpsons or Family Guy, kind of.
Yeah, some kind of spin-off show at home with Haas.
Animated.
Shall we? This is what everybody's been waiting for. All one of our listeners is still waiting. Should we do? Should we roll into? Should we look at the predictions?
Yes.
Okay, people. Here is predictions. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to share the screen. This is it now. Have you got the results in front of you, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so let us share this screen. Share. Here we go. Let's do some totaling up of... Now, let's get this right this week. Let's use the right pen. Okay, let's do this.
For those of you on the radio, Wayne is frantically clicking in the background, trying to make things work. Things that you might have thought about preparing before.
Don't think, do. Okay, let's add up your points, Brendan. What was the fastest lap?
Fastest lap. I'm trying to see. Have you got the shared screen on?
Oh, of course not. You are screen sharing, it says here.
Well, all I can see is you and there we go. It's a small one there. Why is it a small one?
What do you mean? Well, that's what she said.
Hey. There we go.
Better?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay. Fastest lap.
Right, now I need to find a way of
Oh, jeez.
exit full screen. There we go. Right.
Okay. For all those of you listening on the podcast, I don't know what Brendan's doing.
Fastest lap was
Fastest lap.
Verstappen
Yeah.
1:13.652.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so you get a point for that, okay? And you get the fastest lap time point, and you got pole. Verstappen was pole. Verstappen.
Starting grid, yeah. Pole
Yeah.
position was Max Verstappen. Yeah.
Okay, and you're going to get 2 points for Verstappen winning.
Yeah.
Who comes second? Perez was in our top 10. Yeah.
Oh, Perez was in the top 10. Yeah.
Leclerc was in the top 10.
Leclerc was third, so I get 2 points for that.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! No!
Oh
No!
yeah, baby! Oh yeah, baby!
What about Russell? Where'd he come?
Russell was
Second, wasn't he? Second.
Second, yeah.
So there's only 1 point. Hamilton, where did he come?
Fourth.
Oh, I mean, it's fifth there. So well, you got him in as fifth there, one there. Science,
was eighth.
8, still in the top 10. And Alonso, you got him in the top 10?
Alonso was sixth.
Oh, 1 point there. Gasly, no point for Gasly.
Gasly was no point, yeah.
No, nil point. What about Vettel?
No points.
No, and Stroll.
I don't remember putting Stroll in there at 10th. Where's Perez? Perez is up there, right? Okay.
Okay. Did you get 2 points for that?
No. No, Stroll was outside the top 10. Oh no, he was 10th. He was 10th. So I get 2 points for that. Yeah,
this is not looking good for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points for you. Okay. Hang on. Am I closest to fastest lap or you?
You need to do the maths.
I think I'm closest to fastest lap.
It's not calculator, so I don't know where.
I'm going to give you provisional. 14.
Why don't you do the maths?
Because I'm busy doing this.
Well, this is part of that.
Right, so I got pole. I got a point. I got a point for fastest lap, 2 points for Verstappen win. Leclerc, 1 point. The GOAT, where did he come?
Fourth.
1 point. Russell, 1 point. Ocon.
Ninth.
Oh, 1 point. Perez, where did he come?
Fifth.
Oh, 1 point. Sainz, 8th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1 point. Gasly, nothing.
Outside
Norris. Norris?
Norris was 7th.
Damn it, no Vettel. Okay, so what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who's the closest here with this poll? Show your face. Who's closest with this poll?
Right. Where's the time again? So what did you have?
14.045.
1.14.045 minus. Hang on. That doesn't work, does it?
No, because it's 60 seconds to a minute, mate.
Do.
What was the actual time? 13 point what?
13.652.
65652. So that's I'm 4.
We do 14.045 minus 13.652.
What have you got?
I've got a mess on this calculator. Let's start again.
That's not going to work.
It is 14.045 minus 13.652 equals a difference of 0.393.
Okay. Now do it again. Yeah.
It's W. All right. Then what we need to do is we need to do no, we don't. We do 13.652 minus 13.147. Oh.
Did I get it?
That's the difference.
I can't read that, sir. So did you get it or did I got it?
You got it.
I got it. Oh, thank God.
You were 0.393 seconds away, and I was
12.
0.5.
Oh, you've clawed 1 point back, sir. You've clawed 1 point back. So now our new totals are 128 plus 12. It's 130, 140. I'm 140. Let's get the rubber. I'm 140. I'm 140 points. And you are going to be 140. And you are going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 8, 1, 3, 8. You're 2. Oh, clinging on here. 1, 3, 8 here. Okay. 1, 3, 8. Okay, sir. While I rub off all the other markings on this document, can
Oh,
you
yes.
get up?
Let's
Yeah.
have a rundown of the Monza track.
Here we
So,
go. This could be the title decided here.
Monza was the third
Oh God, I don't want to do that.
purpose-built track in the world.
Third? What was
Yep.
the first then?
Brooklands and then Indianapolis.
Oh wow.
It was the first Grand Prix was in 1950. We're going to do 53 laps. The circuit length is 5.793 kilometers, making the race distance 306.72 kilometers.
Yeah.
The lap record is an old one set in 2004.
Wowzers.
Yeah, if you can give me the name of the person that set it.
2004.
Yep, it was a 1 minute 21.046.
1 minute 21 0.4. I'm going to say Shuey. Is it Schumacher?
Rubens Barrichello.
Rubino. What was he driving? Ferrari, obviously.
A car, I would think.
Well done. Well done. That was.
So there's 2 DRS zones. One detection zone before corner number 7, down that big long straight into the chicane, and the second is in the start finish straight with the detection zone just as you come out the corner beforehand.
What was last year's fastest lap? Just out of interest.
Last year's fastest lap was Danny Rick, and it was
what?
Well,
He won it last year. He won it last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's gonna cheer him up a bit. That's gonna be nice for him.
Nice return in there. So it's the fastest lap last year was 1:24.81.
1:24.81. 1:24. Have they extended the track? They must have done. They can't go from 1:04 to 1:24, can you?
I don't know. I don't have that.
There must be a new chicane in there. Why don't you have that? You're the man in. Okay. Let's do yours first. Who's got pole?
Who do I think is going to? I think Max is going to get it. I think it's going to get a bit tedious, to be honest, from now.
Okay. You think so? It's going to be a bit of a Max show, isn't it? And fastest lap?
I think the car. That's a bit harder to call. I think I'm going to put Carlos down. Let's do Carlos.
Okay. Mr. Science. Okay. Let's make him a capital. Let's give him a bit more prestige than that. Science. And what was your fastest lap time going to be, sir?
Let me get back to this one last year.
Yeah.
1:26.235.
Are you sure that's the correct lap time? I'm a bit okay. Let's get a top 10 done, and then we can argue about lap times all day long, can't we? I mean, okay. Who are you having to win?
Yeah, Verstappen.
Okay, Verstappen. Second.
Leclerc.
Look. Okay, you think he's okay?
Perez, Sainz.
Third, Perez. Fourth, Carlos Sainz.
No. Put Sainz in 5th. Put Hamilton and put Russell in 4th.
So Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Sainz. Go on, sir. What else we got?
Hamilton.
4 minutes. So
Hamilton, Alonso.
Hamilton, 6th. Alonso, 7th.
Russell. No, not Russell. Norris.
Norris, where's our friend Norris? I can see Ricardo for no reason.
Just
There's Norris.
behind Vettel.
There you go, Norris.
Norris, and then
Eighth, Norris eighth.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then what? We've got two more.
I reckon 2 wild cards. I reckon Albon in 10th, and I think Gasly in 9th.
I knew you were going to go Gasly. Okay. Here we go. Pole, I'm going to stick with Verstappen. Fastest lap, I'm going to stick with Verstappen. Okay. My fastest lap time is 1:26.233. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing that. But
Sitting right on top of me, eh?
I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to go the GOAT to win. Verstappen second. Sainz third. Russell fourth. Leclerc fifth. I don't think Leclerc's going to have a good end to this season. Leclerc fifth. No. I'm going to there. Now we can get a mix up here. Where's our friend Perez? Perez sixth. Okay, this is the best of the rest. Alonso is really the best of the rest, isn't he? We must have two Alonsos here. I've only got one Alonso on this. I can make another one appear from nowhere, but...
What, Alonso?
Yeah, can you see another Alonso that's not... Okay, we'll make another one. There, boom. Alonso seventh. Going to go Ocon eighth. I'm going to give it like sort of Alpine 1-2 there, really. I'm going to go Bottas. I'm going to give him a shot there, ninth.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get Schumacher 10th. There we
Okay.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
So let's just run this down. Pole, Verstappen. I don't know whether I want my fastest lap to be Hamilton. I'm going to do it. Fastest lap Hamilton. Okay. And then so we've got Hamilton, aka the GOAT, number one.
You put a space in between your lap person and your time, yeah. It's got to be formatted correct. Come on, what are we doing here?
What do we do in professional outfit? We've only 1 minute 37 seconds left. Okay.
After Hamilton.
What? What?
You need to press enter after Hamilton till there's a gap. There you go.
Is that triggering? Okay, there we go. I've got the GOAT to win, Verstappen second, Sainz third, Russell fourth, Leclerc fifth, Perez sixth, Alonso seventh, Ocon eighth, Bottas ninth, and Schumacher 10th. I think, it might get a bit buoyant. It's a shame. I don't think the Ferraris are going to make it. Literally, if you look at I don't think they nearly didn't make it to the actual track, but we didn't get time for that this week. So we're in our last minute, guys. So let me just stop sharing. Okay, we're in our last minute. So we will speak to you next week on the FM1 Show podcast. I'm going to put the national anthem on at the end, right at the end of our show today, just to show respect for our good lady queen that died. And we'll see you next week. See you later, everybody.
Bye.